Welcome. Welcome back and welcome home. Super rock star seeds, welcome home, love beings. Welcome home, earth angels. My name is Melissa and I will be your multi-density cosmic tour guide today. And we're going to do a little bit of talking about what's going on in our universe, our immediate quadrant of the universe as we're cleansing and clearing and going through rapture and revelations and end of times and all of those things. How else can we describe this? So we'll take a look at a couple of different perspectives and see if it makes it easier for us as we're shifting, growing, transitioning, rebirthing, uplifting, walking home together. So I'm going to start with pulling a card. What can we do today to work our light? I got the Work Your Light card deck, Rebecca Campbell. Cards out because I thought we're going to talk about the light today. And so that's what we're going to start with. I'm hearing some guidance. We're going to talk about bandwidth layers. The light, the bandwidth layers of light. Okay. Keepers of the earth. Beautiful. Couldn't even have chosen better. So keepers of the earth. As we are talking about bandwidth layers, there are different bandwidth layers in you, your frequencies, mind, body, spirit, soul levels, and your higher selves, your densities and dimensions of the higher selves, all the way up to pure God. And this is us on earth. And we have many bandwidth layers that we're living in. If you can imagine, like radio wave layers or different dimensional ones. And we're really, really holding the light in those pieces. And as we do that, we're continuing to cleanse and clear. So this is certainly the awakening, the ascension. That's our main goal and objective inside each one of us, whether we use those words or not, whether we have the same beliefs or backgrounds or perceptions or not. That's what humanity has been called to do. And all the light workers are coming back into balance, into their light more and more. And that Christed energy, that sacred union within, that twin flame sacred union within, each one of us is becoming Christed as the divine masculine and feminine in us. And in each layer, a bandwidth layer, that we're living in, the simulation that we're living in, comes into balance, more wholeness. And so that's kind of what's going on, overall, because we're in a big shifting moment. We're having eclipses. And in that, what do you say? Like, if we are building heaven on earth, in our lifetimes, just a little bit, so that the generations after us can stretch that bandwidth layer out and live heaven on earth just a little bit more in each system and belief system and mind, body, spirit, soul system that makes up our simulation that we're living in, our actual realities. So what if we are here to hold the light in different frequencies, and the 144,000 are in us, and some of us have more over here frequencies of this, and some have more of this, and some have many layers of the rainbow. We're building rainbow bridges. Those are the bandwidth frequencies that we're cleansing and clearing. And imagine if they're just all dirty and gunky and fallen and run by dark energies and entities and things like that. So we're just climbing out of that. It's like mires and muck and ick. So I really love this Keepers of the Earth, because each and every one of you that would ever watch a video like this are keepers of the earth and the divine. And so all of us have different purposes and missions, and we're being called at this time to recognize our calling in the next level of who we are, and possibly have different purposes and missions. And we could never point at each other and go, oh, well, you should do it this way. Well, you just do it this. That's way old karma stuff. Guess what? Part of this, as we build heaven and earth, bring science and spirit together, physical and ether or spirit together, and bring the dimensions. It's not our choice. It's coming. It's happening. That's why we were born here. All of us. So there's heaven and earth, and it's pulling together because heaven has not ever been far away. It's been right in front of us, just a slightly different dimension, density, frequency. And that's why when people see spirit, ghosts, have paranormal, supernatural experiences, sometimes the beings or the things are super different and they move quicker, or sometimes they're there, sometimes they're not, sometimes they're see-through. So there's a lot going on with the veil being thin and us building this heaven on earth. That's what we came for. And it starts with each one of us inside of ourselves. So all being called to that. And as heaven smashes further to earth, imagine all the things in that middle frequency, that dimension that's called the fourth density. That's where all the gross paranormal stuff or icky, lower demony things that are grasping on, that are running through, that are trying to keep us all in the upside down, which we've been in for a really long time. And as we connect with our mind, body, spirit, soul to source, and we stand up in our forms and be who we came here to be, it squishes a little bit further. Our consciousness squishes out that extra gross, ugly dimension, and we ascend into spirit, mind, body, spirit, soul here on earth in our physicality. So I think this is beautiful. All of you earth keepers, earth angels, starseeds, indigos, it doesn't really matter what group we're in. It's all kind of relative. It's all similar. But I love this time in particular, as it feels uncomfortable and we're still moving through and cleansing and clearing and healing in different ways from all the different things in each of us personally, as well as collectively. There are many bandwidth layers in the collective consciousness. In those each bandwidth layers and frequencies of the rainbow bridge that we're building here on earth, heaven on earth builds the rainbow bridge. And it's almost like this. Imagine this. So what if the light grid or the higher matrix, the true Eden, instead of the fallen Garden of Eden that we are building, we're bringing all those civilizations, circumstances, conditions. It's what my mentor, teacher, healer that I work with for 10 years calls it, are coming together, and we are trying to rebuild the prism that the pure light can go through, where it's heaven on earth instead of skanky, inverted darkness and grime and dirt. And imagine if I broke this to a million, shattered it into a million pieces. Then I shoved it in dirt. Then I stomped on it some more. Then you stole part of mine, and then they stole part of yours, and then they stole more of yours. And then they put it in dirt, and then they did mean things to it and told it was bad. And then poured some gross tar on it. And then just, some more yucky things out of that fourth dimension in the middle of this earth plane, third dimension, and the lower ones. And they can all pop out and move through on the fourth dimension right now. Veil very thin. Things going on for many years. And as we are rapturing and pulling it together, all of us inside of ourselves, our own mind, body, spirit, souls, are pulling it together, heaven on earth together. That's why we're being connected with our gifts, our talents, our abilities. And if you're using anything from the dark, or if you're pointing and judging someone and manipulating and controlling from the dark, you're going to get squashed right now. And it's a little bit funny and not at the same time. That's rude, because so that's why things are tumultuous, and the earth plays this out. The people play it out as we come closer and closer to building the bridge on, and like the prism, where all different layers of the rays of light, the light ones, the green ones, the white, blue, and orange, and pink, and all the layers of the bridges that go in all different directions, rebuild us back that we were missing. It was broken and infested, and portals and holes and gateways and stargates were built inside of each one of our systems, unbeknownst to us. And we were being controlled by the lower, darker, fallen Garden of Eden. But as we build the true garden of this time period and become rebirth, and build that prism and the rainbow bridge in every angle and aspect possible, we're continuing to heal out those bandwidth, like cleanse and clear the bandwidth layers. And you earth keepers and the sky keepers, the starseeds, also are clearing, in like every different directions of the earth and sky. And so I thank you for your beautiful service to humanity, and continuing to look at yourself and stay in your own lane, as we know you are definitely not alone. All the angels and the ancestors are waiting for us to catch on that we are coming into that heaven and earth state of being, which is purified Christed energy, where we come into unity consciousness. We are not like each other, but we, each layer of the rainbow bridges and the prism that holds the light grid, that holds the true record of who we are, it forms all the different rays and angles and purified Christed energies around us, so that our everyday lives and the life of our beloved Mother Earth and skies are so cleansed and cleared and full of purified Christed energy that we can live in harmony and know our divine magic and know our truth. And that means personally as well as a whole, and be who we came here to be. And I know many of you do have that purpose to help others open the door. And as you continue to walk sometimes a very tumultuous and strained, painful journey in your own awakenings, as we realign with the true universal laws, which are the God, source, creator, purified Christed energy, that builds the light grid of the true Garden of Eden, which we are called to walk into together now. So let me pull another card and see what else we can know right now in this rapture time. There's it's the easiest way I know how to say it, that there have been many cycles, and we become a little bit more awakened and a little bit more awakened as a collective consciousness, as a collective humanity. And as humanity is pieced back together, and all the soul retrievals are going on, and all the pieces and all of our grids around us are being cleansed and cleared of the distortion, which is the upside down, the darkness, the demons, the devils, the Satans, the things that people are, grasping to. Everything throughout history that's caused pain and suffering and fear. Each bandwidth layer of who you are, I am, they are, all of us, it holds the light grid up and holds our Merkaba and our true, it's almost like our true light ship, starship, and mind, body, spirit, soul, body in wholeness. So this is like unprecedented times. The rapture brings us away from the lower dark energies or entities out of the fourth as we move up into the fifth. We're already there. But there's, and each and every one of us have had distortion, and we all have different perspectives. And I really love that about each and every one of you, like, your belief systems, your backgrounds, everything that you are that's unique and, beautiful in you. It does fit. It's as we tune up in the universe and build this beautiful light grid to bring heaven and earth. It does fit in the big divine symphony of soul song of who we are. And you do fit with your soul tribe, soul families. And when they go, oh, well, you're just something, and perhaps that's not your soul family. And that's the time where we push back those things that are in us. And people make fun of me sometimes because I've had the hardest journey of, growing up in the areas of the darkest, nastiest, filthiest ritual cult stuff that I was never involved in, knew about, conscious aware of, but was always targeted and stalked and hunted by. So those things are coming out of me. It's very horrific. So I chose a hard path in this life, to complete much karma. And you probably did as well. Many of you are helping complete the karmic patterns and layers, shutting the doors over and over to karmic layers out of the bandwidth frequencies so that we can slide on into home base as heaven and earth is built around us. And that's what we are called to do. So the losses have been great. The pains have been great. The trauma has been horrific, in many ways. And I honor each and every one of your paths, the differences, the belief systems, your different colors of who you are. And I don't mean like skin colors. I mean like inside and out, your different tones, your frequencies, who you are. And, if you're still sitting in a place of judgment, that'll be coming at you and mirrors will be smacking you in the face. And, again, third dimension, and that middle one that we can't see quite, we're not supposed to, was smashing it as we rise up and ascend in these ascension times. Let me pull one more and see if there's anything we can say. I might pull a Golden Girls tarot card just for some of my soul tribe, the Anthony and Sunny. Oh gosh. So again, in our minds, our human minds cannot comprehend that everything, every thought, deed, everything is recorded, even by the darker, lower aspects that are trying to harass us. But we can imagine a record hall and ascended masters or beings of pure light that are helping us hold the bandwidth frequencies in the recordings of humanity of this universe. And this is being cleansed out so that also our perceptions of Earth coming up, ascending into that heaven, 5D and above, many dimensions or densities, energetic frequencies that we can't quite comprehend all the way, but many of us are functioning, many of you are functioning out of higher dimensions, 9, 6, 22, 12, and part of that is your 144,000 frequencies to bring the soul tribes back into divine order and balance and home. And as we do that, heaven, earth ascends a little bit more. And your higher self comes through and is connected forevermore. Whether you're in physical dense form or in your higher forms, which are the words we can use would be densities or energy. I'm going to do one more. Oh, those records, the Akashic records are being cleansed and cleared. The big universal Akashic records are being opened up to us now, little by little. We can't handle it till we understand the divine, true laws of the universe and kind of start catching on how we should function in those places instead of functioning out of distortion. And you'll see right before your eyes many treasures, blessings, gifts in these next months and weeks ahead as pieces are eclipsed out. We know that's happening. And we hold and create with that pure divine Christed light in us, that divine masculine and feminine sacred union within us. That's the spark of God and connection of God. Inner temple. So I did wake up this morning and keep it. This one's hard for me sometimes. I did keep getting the message to keep going back in your inner temple. Don't listen to anyone else's what they say for you or try to impose or project upon you. And that's been brutal in my life in the last years. So there's been actual like predators, try to control me and to control minds and kind of use that MK Ultra vibe and all that kind of stuff, as well as just very distorted, mistaken people trying to hold on to my energy. And I'm sure all of you, so not just me, whiny me. And I was like, oh, okay. Why am I so open? What did I do? How can I figure this out and take responsibility and step up the staircase of my own awakening and ascension? And the answer was coming in this morning, as well as many times over the last decades. And I'm like, what can I know, God? What can I know, divine universe? What can I know? And the answer is always the kingdom of God is within. And I remember as I woke up this morning, I was thinking about 15 years ago or more or a little bit less. I'm not sure, at least 12, 13, 14 years ago. And I was talking to one of my beautiful mentors, a clergy, and he said something. I said, it's in us. It's in us. And this was before 2012 and things like that, where people were like, are the aliens coming? Are the extraterrestrials coming? And I'm like, they're here. And they don't need, starships all the time. They're energy frequencies. And we have a job to do. And the job is only 100% going inside of ourselves and healing from within, the divine masculine and feminine from within. So, I remember that, and I am taking that as advisement for myself today and in the days to come in my journey of cleansing and clearing and continuing to awaken and realign in the universal law. And that inner temple says, devotion, tune into the portal of your heart, your soul song. Nothing else matters. God will talk to you today in different ways, different signs, different codes. And as you go within, the old codes crumbling away, the old cranky, yucky, grimy people and their ideas for you, their control, like severe, gross control, ideas and belief systems that they have to impose, project, try to burn in you, narcissistically, like strangle you in, try to harm you, try to humiliate you, whatever it is. That didn't work anyway. So, we're just kind of going, twing, of those lower grimy things that are trying to grasp at us, which is happening in a big way right now. And, if you need a little bit of help, go within to your inner temple. And remember, in your inner temple, in these times, in the rapture, revelations times, that heaven will help pull your earth together in that heaven and earth state of being, which is pure love, pure light, joy, peace, freedom. And that's what I ask for you, all of you. Even if you don't like me, even if you don't like, Ramona's not there anymore. Ramona the cat always loves that chair. If you don't like, the way things are going, cause it's real hard for all of us, and that distortion that's coming out bubbling up in us to be cleared, bubbling up in our world, the fear, the hatred, the gross organizations that held us under in the upside down. I send a big breath of light of God to sweep out the Akash from all of the things that no longer serve the highest good, that are not helpful for us and have harmed us in the past, to be freed into the light of God and cleansed and cleared and transmuted. And I ask for that breath of God to hold you and guide you and bring you to your soul song and your balance and happiness and freedom and joy and love and the abundance and the healthiness and happiness, no matter who you are, no matter what you've done or your past, present, or future. I ask for freedom and fulfillment and goodness for each and every one of us today, as our heaven and earth squish out those bandwidth layers of yuckiness and pain and fear. And we can see with eyes of Christed purity, and let our divine magic flow for Halloween. I love it. I am going to pull one because I can't ever stop. You know me. I can't quit talking. I'm going to pull 2 cards from the Golden Girls Tarot deck for Anthony and for Son. Some of my soul trap. Yes. So we've got Sophia here, representing the Strength card. And there's the lion. Sometimes this is Leo. Look at the background. Like, I'm all right. I'm okay. You're very protected. You're not alone. And the strength of who you are is real. No matter what they say, no matter what they've done, no matter what they say now, no matter who's trying to call you and sneak on in your energy or try to project anything. Ping, ping. That lion heart and your soul song and your cosmic heart, your balanced, sacred heart union has got that truth for you. And look, we'll just hold that paradise around us at all times. Your strength and your truth and your kingdom inside. Then we've got Ace of Coins. This is pretty cool because in the Hopi prophecies and other times in the Da Vinci also brings this star, which has been scary and certainly inverted and used for horrifying darkness in the past. This is one of our main symbols that scares people. So I'm going to ask for the fear to be unstitched out of this, because it's the first thing, get this, all of us and your children and your parents. It's the first thing we all learned how to draw. First thing. Were we bad? Were we demons? Were we no, it's the first thing. And then it represents, get this, mind, body, spirit, soul, earth, air, fire, water, and ether in the human form, mind, body, spirit, soul form. This is the Eden representation of the, humanity. And, we can go back to Da Vinci's and codes and all kinds of stuff. I could go on. But congratulations. Look at this sun, everybody. And this is for humanity coming into balance out of pain and suffering and fear and distortion. And the sun purifying everything and bringing us closer to God. The Ace of Coins sometimes is often a new beginning, a new idea, option, open door, things like that. And sometimes can mean financial stuff. And guess what else it means? Earth. It's represented by the earth element sign. I know I don't talk that much and about all the stuff, but this is so cool. So you got that strength in your kingdom and paradise and who you are inside of you. And blessings coming in past the darkness, past the wounds and traumas of our past. So we come into wholeness, into form, standing up in our royal divinity, making that 144,000 frequency just a little bit brighter today, and bringing heaven and earth a little bit closer today. I send great love to all of you, and again, blessings and highest good, best wishes for these seasons into our holiday seasons. And if you're in the northern hemisphere, the winter times. And I just send big hugs and heartfelt goodness to you. Welcome home, Rockstar Seeds. Welcome home, love beings. Mwah. I love you, and thank you all for the likes, shares, and subscribes and questions and inquiries and stuff. Thank you so much. Warms my heart. You have no idea. Thank you.